So it has taken me a while to make this video. Joseph and me are leaving Spelkollektivet, and we've been here for almost 2 years, so this is gonna be a big change in our lives. For over 2 months I've had the idea to make this video about what this place even is, because it might be the place that you need like right now, and I want to tell you about it. What the hell? In a nutshell, Spelkollektivet is a co-living and co-working place in Sweden, or better, the Swedish countryside. It is 2.5 hours away from Copenhagen airport and easily reachable by train. When we came here in October 2017, the house was in a different location. But since September 2018, it is located here in Väckelsång and it has space for up to 50 people. We are around 30 people right now. So why did Joseph and me almost spend 2 years at this place? First, the money. Hands down, if you live in any bigger European city, rent is probably what your money goes to most of the time. Rent at Spelkollektivet changes depending on like how long you stay and like when you come here, but usually I would say it is around 400 euros a month, and this is fairly competitive with like I would say most European cities. But now comes the best part. Everything that you need is included in the rent. What do I mean by that? By everything, I mean everything. You get breakfast in the morning, you get 2 warm meals a day, like somebody cooks food for you. You don't have to spend time cooking, you don't have to spend time shopping, you just have to show up and eat, and it's included in the 400 euro rent. You even get internet, electricity, water. They even buy the toilet paper and the shower gel for you. You can also still buy your own stuff here. You can buy breakfast stuff, you can buy things to cook and cook your own meal. There is a supermarket, but if you wanted to, you can just live here for 400 euros, not pay anything else. Number 2, and like I only have number 1, which is the money because it's so cheap, and number 2. So number 2 is the game devs. I'm gonna make this one really short, but there's just a lot of cool people in the house. Like, I've been here for 2 years. I've seen a lot of people come and go, but there's always been cool people, so if you wanna meet other game devs and be surrounded by cool people, then come here. So now you are probably wondering, Simone, what does this magical place of wonder look like? And to that I say, let's do a house tour. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do the house tour now. I filmed this 2 months ago. Okay, so this is the outside of the house. And this is the room that you see when you first arrive. Right now it's a bit messy, because we just ordered new furniture. But then to the left. So this is the eating room, without food and without people. And recently it's been getting warmer, so and it's super warm and it's very nice. So hi, this is Simone from the future. Back when I filmed this, we didn't have this place, so now even more people can sit outside. Hooray! But it looks like shit now because it's raining, but believe me, it's super cool and nice when there's sun. So from the eating area to the dishwasher. No, I'm kidding. This is the kitchen, the homie's kitchen. This is our beautiful fridge. And this is mainly where we can just cook breakfast. If you want to cook. Because if you don't, then this is the professional kitchen where they cook the good food. But I'm not allowed in there. Yes. that was only slightly creepy. What else? Oh yeah, the warmest room in the house. Which looks like this at the moment, but it doesn't usually look like this. So this is the infamous P waterfall, which you already know if you've seen any of the videos that I recorded in here. And this is where we have all of the board games. And yeah, this is also the room where we mostly hang out in the evening and just play and drink. Mostly drink, really. So all of the board games are from the house. I think some are from the homies, but mostly it's from the house. Oh yeah, there's also, now that I'm seeing this, there's D&D sessions every couple of weeks, but it depends on who's in the house at the moment. So right now there's a lot of people that like to play D&D, so there's a lot of D&D going on, but like we had phases where there was no D&D players, so yeah, no D&D. Makes sense! Let us continue. Hello! Alright, hallway number 1 with renovations. So this is the renovated area of the house. It has, I don't know how many rooms, but on all of these doors there's rooms for the homies. And this is the area that is getting renovated. So this will be like a just sitting, chilling, reading area. And yeah, this is the renovation where there's more homie rooms being made. I actually haven't seen these. Sponsored by IKEA. What?
Let's finish the bed.
Yeah. But I have it on video that it's not finished. So should I come later when it's finished? And then film again? Okay.
Yeah, or you can finish it.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna finish it. I have important YouTube work to do. I don't have important YouTube work to do. As you can maybe hear, this is the shower. This is where you get clean, I suppose. Zoom. If we go around this corner. Ta-da! This is the second hallway. Again, these are all homie rooms, but these aren't renovated. Front section here. There's like these 2 rooms are renovated, and in the rest there's people living. And I think in this nice and yellow back section there's only like 2 or 3 rooms here there where people are living. Oh yeah, back there is like more rooms. And now we go down to the basement. Just keep working.
Just be normal.
Just act natural. You're doing a very good job.
You don't show any of the trash.
Oh yeah.
Where is the trash? I just blur it out.
There.
Oh,
So this is the trash. So this is the big office, and now we go to the Joshua office. It's not the Joshua office anymore.
I used to work for a couple of weeks.
So this is the
It's
empty. The empty office.
The empty room, yeah.
Yep, we leave this room. Ta-da! Oh, and this is the quiet office, now with improved sunlight blockage. Bye. This office you probably know the most, because this is where I almost film every game jam ever. So another dark and scary corridor, and it leads into the Netflix room. So this is the room where we have all of the consoles, the big TV, all the sofas, basically for gaming and watching TV. Opposite from the Netflix room we have VR playing room and the VR, I guess, setup room. If we continue down this path. Hello! So this is the second Netflix room. Now we enter the area that is not really renovated as much. And in here we have like an esports room that exactly has room for like 5 people, but none of us use it. And I think there's kids from the town that use it. And opposed to that we have... Hello? So this is the gym, We sometimes use it. This is actually used very often. Ping pong table and gym. Let's go. Welcome to one of the creepy hallways. Like all of these doors on the right are mainly for storage. We barely use this part of the house except... Ta-da! It's so nice and bright. So as you probably guessed, this is the laundry room. We do laundry sometimes. And one really nice addition that I really appreciate is this thing. You kind of know that you're becoming an adult when you get excited about a drying room. But anyway, this is where you can just hang up your stuff and it dries. And if you want it to dry faster, you can, that back there is a fan, you can just turn it on and then it dries really fast. And it's very exciting. This is Joseph in my laundry, by the way. This is the laundry basket. Has it become apparent that I don't know how to film a house tour video? Oh, by the way, also, sponsored by IKEA. Nah, we're not sponsored. I wish we were. But if we go out here. Stairs, 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 stairs. Oh, stairs, stairs, stairs. If we were to go up here, this is the first floor where more homies live, but I kind of just don't want to go because it's just more closed doors, so it's just not. Which brings us back to this. So yeah, that is basically the house. I think the only thing to do now is just check if Rasmus has finished that bed. Have you finished the bed?
Yeah.
We just need to see if you assembled it or not. Ta-da! Bed. So now that you've seen the place and heard me talk about the place, you might be intrigued, but you still don't know like what to do here. And I had the same problem before coming here and also before getting more into game dev, that I had no idea what it meant to come here. And basically, if you're only paying 400 euros a month and everything else is taken care of, and you're surrounded by other motivated people, you can really focus on getting into game dev, and it allows you the financial freedom of just, yeah, existing and doing what is fun to you, if that makes sense. To give you guys kind of an insight of what my life has been like here. I also filmed what a typical day in my life at Spelkollektivet looks like. Usually I get up in the morning around 7 or 8 and then head down to the office to spend some time alone. I use those 2 to 3 morning hours before everybody else gets up to focus on drawing, language learning, or listening to audiobooks. Afterwards I start working on either client work, company work, or, like on this day, my private stuff. So yeah, that's mainly the mornings. And food. Food is usually served between 12 and 12:30, and there's always a 2-week plan of what is being cooked. Wow, isn't this super exciting? Today I'm really just updating my social media, updating our social media for Du and I, adding an imprint to my website. So very boring stuff. Even if I were to work on client work, I would just like sit here and draw instead of writing text and formatting text. But this is basically what the afternoons look like. However, this afternoon, one of my housemates decided to have a spontaneous portrait drawing session with Joseph. So we also sometimes spend the evenings just playing video games, playing board games, or just watching Netflix together. There's usually always somebody that wants to watch something, so you're in good company. Good night. And that is pretty much my day. But then again, there's also days where we don't work at all. When Joseph and me came here, this was our timeout. Spelkollektivet gave us the freedom to reinvent ourselves and build up a business from the ground without any financial pressure. On top of that, it helped me escape the hamster wheel of working for clients 10 to 14 hours every day. And especially the last year, all that extra time that I've managed to free has helped me grow immensely as an artist. I even had some extra time to learn programming. And visual scripting. So why am I making this video? The truth is, I want Spelkollektivet to continue, and for that it needs new people to be interested and to move into the house. I feel it's a great place to be if you just need a break for just 1 month or even 12 months. Spelkollektivet doesn't really have anything on their website where you can see how life here is, because they just don't have the capacity at the moment to do these things. So I just wanted to show the world what it's like to be here and to live here. And if Spelkollektivet might be what you need right now, and if you're interested, I'll be down in the comments answering all your questions, and let's just talk about it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Mitzi, no. You know I can't let you in.
Hi, my name is Genius, and welcome to Spelkollektivet. I'm the proud owner and majority shareholder. I'm here today to give you a lovely tour of this fine establishment. Come on, let's go! This is the North Wing, one of 3 residential areas here. Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. You're supposed to unlock the door.
Isn't not unlocked? I'm sorry.
Saying sorry isn't gonna unlock the f***. Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. It's a bit bland at the moment, but there's plenty of space to make it your own. And would you look at all these rooms? Laundry. Outside, there's plenty of luscious, spacious grounds, nearby forests, and even a fire pit. Let's take a look.
That's great, but come on back. There's more house to see.
Hey, are you coming?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go.
Did I mention? We're all athletes.
These balls. I forgot about that.
So come on down, stay a while. You're gonna love it here. My name is Binkleton, signing out. So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh? You're fired!
Welcome to Spelkollektivet, a co-working and co-living space for game developers around the world. Our aim is to provide an affordable space to eat, sleep, work, and build connections with other game devs from different backgrounds and experiences. Most residents here work in one of the dedicated co-working spaces. We have the loud office for those looking for a more social working environment, and the quiet offices for a more distraction-free environment. All areas come equipped with high-speed internet, desks, and office chairs, with the added bonus of being around other passionate people while they work on their own projects. And if you prefer, there's plenty of space in your own private bedroom. To help foster a collaborative community, we host a weekly stream, the Spelkollektivet Game Developers Conference, an opportunity to showcase what you've been working on and gain valuable feedback on your projects from developers just like yourself. Even though you might work alone, we're still a big team that always has each other's backs. But let's all remember to take some time to relax, have fun, and enjoy yourself. Spelkollektivet encourages a healthy balance of work and play with a number of dedicated spaces for games, board games, movies, and outside activities to participate with your fellow game devs. Speaking of game devs, let's talk to some.
Just settle in.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Yeah, hi, I'm Matey.
Hello, I'm Mareike. I am Megan McCurdy.
I'm Adam.
I'm Annika.
I'm Michal. I'm Jovi.
I am Belinda.
I am Fio.
I'm a composer from New Zealand.
I'm from Germany and I'm a solo game developer.
I'm from the Philippines and I'm an artist that works in the game industry.
I am an indie game developer.
I'm helping her with her stuff. Also, I help in the house.
I'm from Czech Republic and I'm the developer of Lords and Villains.
I'm from Germany and I'm an art director / UI UX designer for Hotel Magnate.
I come from Slovenia and I am a pixel artist and game developer.
I came here to focus on the development of my game and have more free time and be around the community of indie game developers to get some support from my peers.
I was already working alone on my projects, and I just wanted to be part of a community and be part of a group of people that have similar interests.
I felt a little bit stagnant back at home. I wasn't getting anywhere or meeting a lot of people in the industry, so I just took the plunge. We both thought about, hey, let's make a trip just where we can do programming. At this time, we didn't know that Spelkollektivet existed, and it was a really nice coincidence that we found this place and could just work on software.
I wanted to experience what life was like living abroad. The idea of living together with other passionate game developers was really interesting to me.
I miss how my life was working from an office when I had a normal game development job, but I still want to work on my game, and so being here is the best of both worlds. I can work on my game and be in an office with other game developers, and it's even better because we also live together, and it's really nice to have like-minded people around you.
I came here because a friend of mine, Annika, she went here before and she told me about this place and was like, "You're sure this is real? Are they not selling you organs or something?" Like, no, it's real. It's really awesome. And then I decided, damn, I'm gonna come here. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And it is.
One of the most surprising to me was how good the food is. And it has great variety, so we have normal and vegetarian options. And I actually became vegetarian while being here because I was thinking about it already before, but I'm too lazy to prepare it, and here somebody does it for you, and it's...
The community is amazing. Here are so many people with totally different experiences, and you can learn from every single one of them something special.
The people, I think. I wasn't expecting to make so many great friendships here, and along with working with those friends, it's been really cool.
I like a lot of things, and it's very hard for me to pick one that would stand out the most. I think above everything it would be the people that I'm surrounded with, because I think they are very like-minded and very accepting and supportive. So I feel like home here, and that's what I like the most about this place.
For more information, check out our website.
Damn, I have no socks. Damn, where are my socks? I'm always fucking late, cause I smoke a lot. If we had a date, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. 20 minutes late, pulling up to my job. Yeah, I smoke a joint, just to roll a fucking blunt. Yeah, I'm rocking camo pants, but I ain't trying to hunt. I haven't done my laundry in about a month. It's okay, I buy a whole new outfit just to stunt. Wait, you hate on me, but at my show you're in the front. Hold up, you're fake. Hold up, you're dumb. Pull up and Corolla, purple drink, but it's soda. Suck it up, just like the shippy pagoda. Bitch, I sense your fakeness like I'm motherfucking Yoda. Like I'm Yoda, ayy, yeah, like I'm Yoda. I can't fuck with you cause you don't fuck with me, ayy. You and your crew full of jealousy, ayy. I be so hot just like some tea, ayy. Feeling like the best, playing tennis on the Wii. On the Wii. Got these motherfucking Nikes on my feet, ayy. I got the recipe, I cook like Lil B, ayy. Watch me get it, ayy. Yeah, alright, you will see.
Hello and welcome to SGC. Woo! With your dark and mysterious OTP. Penis. Show your junk. We have a lot of exciting stuff to show today. Woo! But first, some less exciting stuff. my stuff. No, it's exciting. Last time I tried to show that, we fudged it up a bit. I don't know if did I ever show a version that actually worked? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, here we go. A version that sort of works. But yeah, it's not a lot. But what you will be able to see here is some of the noise art that Johannes has made. Wait, this is not the build. This is another build.
Going great.
Yep. That was the old build. This is new build. New build doesn't have the menu anymore. So you will see the nice trees and terrains that Johannes has made. And then what we've been working on recently is fixing so it uses some kind of instancing on the GPU to get it to run a little bit faster. It's still slow because we have a lot of stuff left to optimize. But we have like, I don't know. Did you ever count how many trees we have?
Over 10,000.
Yeah, so we have like 10,000 trees and shit like that, and with variations and yeah. So we're working on optimizing it currently, so we can have larger maps, stuff like that. I wanted this compact thingy, so it's not really easy on the GPU. Another thing is. Andreas worked on fixing so that the characters have when you move them, they move in how to say formation, yeah. So they try to line up somewhat at least, so they don't always go to like one little square. And then Marie is working on a skill tree, so just an example of like, okay, you can level up shit, and like, woo. Eventually this is going to look something like Path of Exile type of where you have like this huge type of skill tree. So it's coming along, and that's sort of what the team has been working on. And currently Johannes is working with the new train to that will fit in better with the graphics, and yeah, that's it. Thank you. Questions? Yes.
How is the train following the rails? How does it work?
Basically, I generate a path, and then I just go from 0 to 1. It's just like a position on the track ish. So I just generate a path at random. So, yes.
What is the game about?
The game is about you're basically surviving by traveling on a train and stopping once in a while to collect resources in order to continue on the train. And the reason you're on a train is because in this case it's North America is overrun by monsters. Like the Japanese attacked with a missile, with a biological weapon, and now there's monsters everywhere. And seemingly, like you're like in the president of that time took over a train and then just like going around in circles around North America, outrunning them. And you can only stop for a while. So you stop at this map, for example, and you exploit it as much as possible. The more you do, the more noise you create, the more monsters you attract. So it becomes a little bit of a city builder type of thing, where you like imagine Factorio. Like you come out and you do some kind of Factorio like, and then over time it will get too much monsters and stuff, and so you just pack up as much as possible into the train and then carry on to a next map, and then you will navigate different maps depending on what resources are available on that map and make decisions in such a way. The end goal is to eventually build like research and build a spacecraft so you can fuck off to space for safety. So yeah, typical game, you know. It's heavily influenced by Snowpiercer in this case, which like yesterday released the first episode of season 3. Heavily recommend the series. So I would say first game Snowpiercer, second game is more like 100. Yeah. Or that's maybe the third game. I don't know. We'll see. whatever. There's a plan. No more? All right. Okay. Hello.
How do you plan to change the visuals of the train over time when the player progresses?
Not sure. I'm not even sure we will. Like, it depends. Like, we'll see what type of visual, like what things will be on the train even. Ideally, I don't want them to have too long of a train. They're supposed to be able to build more wagons and optimize the train, but I don't know if it's gonna change the appearance a lot. We'll see. But I'm thinking like researches such that almost could be like infinity resources that just lessens the resources needed to travel and stuff like that. So you can like research indefinitely in such a thing if you think that's the way to win the game, or you can just go the minimal amount you need in order to reach the end. The plan, at least compared to a lot of other games such as Factoria, is that there is an end to the game, and then how you choose to get there, if you think that over researching is the way, you can do that, or you can just try to go to for the end goal as soon as possible. But yeah, that's the idea, I guess. Yes, Marco.
Can you like choose different tracks, like different locations?
The question was, can you choose different locations? Yes. So ideally, the idea is that when you like fuck off, I don't know if we have that still, no. So you depart from this place and try to get as many citizens as possible with you on the train, and then you get like a couple of choices of where you can go, and yep.
Can you get more citizens, or is it?
Yes, the idea is that you the idea initially, at least, was that you have 8 years to complete this quest, because that's the amount of time you are elected as a president, so yes, so babies and shit isn't a viable thing. Therefore, I'm thinking that you at times can find like how to say, people on these maps that's like been living in houses and stuff like that, like on their own, and you can find those, but you have to make sure that you find them before potential monsters who's coming in on the map finds them, because they might have been able to live there like okay before you got there, but since you got there you started making a bunch of noise, and therefore you have to make sure that you find these people before the monsters you attract finds them. That's the idea. Brian.
Someone in the chat is asking, what is the next step of development?
Next step, well, it's Christian. The next step of the development is, well, Johannes is working on a new train that fits the art style better. This is just a mock-up train. Sam is working on optimizing. He's recently started learning how to do shaders and is excited about that. So he's gonna try to write as many shaders as possible. The shaders we currently have is done in shader graph, which is very unoptimized. Like it generates a lot of shit code, and for the type of advanced stuff we do, it's better if we create the shaders ourselves. And Marie is working on the skill tree, so expanding on that and stuff like that. You're awake now?
I'm awake.
Okay. All right. Alles klar? Ja, danke. Next up, Matey.
Okay. Yeah, last time I wasn't able to show stuff because I was busy at the Indie Quest. This time I was also busy at the Indie Quest, but over the weekend I did some stuff, so I can show you that if it works. Why? Okay, then I'll just show this part. So I was working on a test bed. Oh yeah, it's better this way. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a new shader for my game that's gonna have a lot of features that I want for my art style. But before I get to writing my own shader, I wanted to have sort of something to compare it to make sure that all my mathematics and stuff is correct. So I just made this sort of little user interface where I can see how it looks like rendered by the 3JS built-in physical based material. So this runs in the browser with the 3JS engine. Here I have a selection of different materials. Those of you who have been in the house for a while know this. I've done a bunch of like physical calculations of how different materials are calculated. So it's using actual equations of refractive indexes and stuff like that that I want to then see how it looks like when I put my own shader onto it. My own shaders don't work yet, so this is all you get. But I did also make sure it was also even tricky enough to make the 3JS shaders actually work how they need to be. So I rendered the same scene both in Blender and 3JS to make sure that I have everything set up correctly. So these two seem close enough. So let's ready for next step. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Next up, Lena. Now wait your sequences. Next up, Raymond.
Hello. Let's see if I've got everything. Okay, so hi. I didn't show on stream last time, but I'm working on a game about escaping Atlantis. And this week I've been working on the map. So this was something I drew up as an idea of how I want the map to work. So you start at the bottom left, and then you kind of make your way up with these connections. And then I made a version of that in Engine that I can sync. So now I can make Atlantis sync. Basically everywhere behind you, all of the stuff will start syncing and you can't go back. So you have kind of a limited amount of steps that you can take in this. So this was my first setup, and then I started making it possible to actually move between these points. Still pretty basic, but you can basically follow like a path along there, and I want there to be enough variation that you can plan out your paths a little bit so that you have an idea of, oh, I can go around here and get to that. The two T's are for traders, so those are like shops, so maybe you want to go over there and find a path where you can actually hit both of them, that sort of stuff. And then, let's see if this works. Where is the desktop? I worked on it a little bit more, and now what I have is this, because I also wanted there to be kind of smaller events in between the bigger nodes that you can see. So you can see the big ones, those are mostly enemies. And here on the way, I want you to encounter some other stuff. So here you encounter another character that you can recruit, and then you move on to fight this enemy. And bless you. And so here you can there's a bunch of different events now that you can also encounter in between, and you can kind of make your choices as you get through it. And every time that you reach one of these paths, you get to choose what's going on. You can see that there are a number of different events on those different paths, so that kind of informs your choice of, oh, I want to go there because here there's a mage, or here there's a defender, and here I'm not sure what there is. But maybe that's useful if you don't like the other things that are there. So that's basically me for this week. So thank you.
Questions?
Oh, any questions? Yes, Remy.
Can you get stuck at one point if you go too far from the top of the island? Can you get drawn?
No. So the idea is that from any point you can still travel further upward. So there will never be more than like one layer basically of these nodes disappearing, so you can never get properly stuck. The only thing that can happen is that, for example, you can see on the left here, there's only one option for you to still go up, but that's like the worst that can happen, basically. Any more questions? Yeah, Marco?
What happens if you get to the top?
What happens if you get to the top? Yeah, so in my version of Atlantis, they have a bunch of futuristic technology, and one of the things that they have is light bridges. So from here, you can connect essentially to another island, and then you can start basically a new area. So once you get to the top, yeah, you can activate that and then go on to the next section of the game. Any more questions? No? Cool. Thank you very much.
Belinda.
All right. So I decided recently that I will use the Global Game Jam to also jam with you guys, but I want to actually get a game finished where I was like, since longer time I'm working on that game, from time to time a little bit, then I drop it, then I pick it up again, and now my goal is to publish just a minimal viable product of it to the Play Store. So really, I try to cut it down as much as possible, and then with the plan to add over time features and do regular updates, and also like super small updates and stuff. So yeah, I work on the idle crafting clicker, which I already did the first prototype for the Game Maker's Toolkit Game Jam 2021. And that's how the prototype looked like, kinda. You had like this little island where different items spawned, then you clicked on that. Oops, no! Ah, fuck. Then you clicked on them and you got then these items here, and with these items you could then craft different other items, and with that you could increase your clicking power and also your idle power. The whole thing was including ascending, but yeah, ascending didn't really brought you much. It was just like that with every time you ascend, there will be more blocks dropped when you destroy something. But yeah, that was it. But it was also like in 2 days. And also it was the first time I tried out this art style, and I like that one a lot. I'm quite fast in doing that, and it's not too hard to make it look kinda appealing. So yeah, I wanted to continue with that. And this time I started, so now I started recreating that the game from the last game jam, but this time with better architecture. And yeah, I started like really planning out the architecture and like making diagrams, which is not perfect UML, but like it helps me a lot to plan things out, see where there could be like loops that shouldn't be there and stuff. And yeah, like creating this and then seeing that and how everything builds up was like, yeah, felt good. Really good. Yeah, so here is the current version. I started already working on it because I don't think that I get it finished enough that I can publish it on Android. Actually, just during the game jam time. So yeah, I'm already continued with it. And this is how it looks like right now. So it's again like the same items like the last time. We can, and then there are more biomes. So the last time I had like plains and desert, and okay, that takes too long. Now I have also woods with different trees there. Then I have snowland, which is here now, like, yeah, this igloo and the background does not really fit well. That's things where for now it's good enough, but when I push out an update, this is like this kind of small stuff that I would change for super small updates than just like, yeah. Then I have Mushroom Island. I really loved working on that mushrooms. Flower forest kind of thing with different flowers. And a farm where you could like, yeah. And yeah, inventory system is working for now. The crafting system is built now, but it does not, so it's not fully implemented yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will continue working on it. My initial plan was to hit the publish button at the end of the game jam, at the end of the global game jam. I'm not sure if I will manage that, but I try. So, are there any questions? Yes?
I'm not super familiar with idle games. What does ascending mean?
Ascending is like, so basically you play it through once and then you restart again. So most stuff gets reset, but you will start with some stronger stuff. So in this case, I will reset the whole inventory. But the items you have crafted will not be resetted. So you have later clicks per second. And these will, over the different times when you ascend, just increase. While the items, you still have to like farm them every time again. And there will be also skills that get just unlocked by ascending. More questions? All right, then thank you.
Okay, I'm Johanna and I'm showing the same thing as last month. But yeah, so it's my tech demo that I'm making for the Indie Quest, and where I choose a feature that I want to learn more about and then I learn about it. So I'm still learning about portals, but this week I've been focusing on the camera, because I wanted to follow the player through the portal. So it's not working yet, because it's, well, yeah, it's been very slow this week, but I've been working a lot on it. So now the camera detects if there is something straight in front of the player, and it moves the camera closer. And I quickly just made it at least go a little bit smoothly instead of just jumping forward before this. But I've mostly been trying to get the raycast right and making it detect from the player back to the camera to see if there's something in between. And then I've been focusing on making that work through the portal normally because it broke everything. And then I've been working on, like, if I rotate the camera out here, it's gonna jump a bit, but it made it through. Yay. So now it can't escape outside of whoa. Yes. Yeah, I don't have it working very good yet, but I at least made it possible for it to work smoothly if it's in the right place and so on. So it sort of works. It's at least shows sort of what it's supposed to end up being, except it's gonna be a bit prettier and a bit smoother and nicer. And I'm also working on making it, instead of moving for trees, I would like it to make the trees a bit see-through, because otherwise when you run here through the forest it's a bit chaotic. So I would like to have some different types of what happens if there is something between the camera and the player. Yeah, that's what I've been working on this week. Any questions? Sam?
I have a suggestion.
Yep.
Why not have the camera move in close to the player when the player approaches a portal? Instead of having it zoom in through.
Because my plan is to have way bigger portals, and I don't always want the camera to move closer. I only want it to move closer if it have to. But if this portal would be like 5 times as wide, you wouldn't need and higher. You wouldn't need the camera to go closer at all, because of course, it's only when the player is close to an actual edge of a portal I want it to happen. So.
Well, you could do it just for edges of portals then.
Right now I just detect the frame of the portal. So, everything that is not the screen of the portal I'm detecting, and that's making it move closer. So yeah, I should have put in a big portal too. Well, yeah, I wanted to. If there is a big portal, it's just gonna be like this. Like there's no difference. Yeah. No more questions? Thank you.
Andreas.
Always go after Johanna with the camera.
Yeah.
How do I see if that worked?
Yeah, she wrote that you can see the person in our family chat. I told everyone that I show me stuff.
What does she write on Twitch?
She doesn't have it.
We need activity.
Yeah, so I will start the picture.
Right, so I get another use of my little presentation to remind you what the game is, not us. And you remember it from last time, I hope. And today, this is just going to be about some musical score. So you probably want to just relax and not hear me talk yet. I don't know. Okay. So there's what happened was that I heard Brian doing something he called noodling on his guitar, and the sound seemed pretty much what I was looking for, without knowing that I was looking for it. So I gave him 3 moods that I was hoping he could recreate with his noodling at some point. This is the first one. I asked it to sort of be a little bit sad and lonely to fit the character's mood, but also kind of cozy and nice. I realized today that it reminded me of Diablo, and that's why I liked it. The next move is for travel, so a little bit more energy, a little bit maybe hopeful as you can get in this sort of grim world. But I wanted to take the opportunity to point out that this is actually a little preview of actual art that will be in the game. It's part of a parallax, and you travel, you can see across the bottom there that you sort of travel a bit with your little wagon across these little bumpy things. spring instead. And here you could point out one of the things that really draw me to this music, the fact that you really get the feel that there's someone on your cart as you're driving along, and they're sort of noodling on their instrument. And that goes, of course, for the camp, that someone is plunking and plinking on it. The last one is a little bit more difficult because I haven't really gone into this part of the game as much yet, but I'm painting the villains. Sorry, I'm painting the humans and their settlements as a little bit the villains. Not too overt, but I wanted to sort of convey that this is not a nice place and they're not kind people. Not to you, at least. But not, of course, being too overt about it. So we'll see if we managed. Yes. Any questions? James?
Were there any inspiration on these songs from Tenacious D? Because the first part of the traveling one sounded a lot like Wonder Boy.
Brian, do you have something you want to tell me?
I'm just going to step up just for a minute. Literally, Andreas's brief to me was just noodle. So I just kind of sat in the studio for like 15, 20 minutes, just played a load of stuff without a metronome, which is not something I ever do, which is like just completely freestyle, play like I'm someone who's finding their way through the music while they're playing it, which is like completely counterproductive to my perfectionist attitude to everything.
It's part of why I loved it.
I mean, I have been listening, so maybe. And I do love that song. Yeah, cool.
Remy?
Yes, about the art you used. Where is it from?
That's Laura, that lived in homie that lived here from Cold Theatre Studios.
Okay.
So and geographically from Spain then, because that's where she is now.
She makes great art in a short time.
Yes. And I give as much feedback as I dare.
That's great.
Yeah. Was there a third question? Yes.
Is the plan to do a soundtrack that is fully guitar only, or do you plan on having other instruments?
I haven't decided. That's a good question though. Okay. I might maybe go less for music and more atmospheric. Especially when you are actually playing the core gameplay with the cards. I don't think music that's going to be annoying pretty soon. But since you are playing this, the card game takes place in a forest. Some atmospherics there would definitely be good. Okay. Any more? No. Thank you.
Alright, my lords and villains. That's it for today, I think. Or were you also? I miss you. I know I saw you. Ah, in the end, after all the talkie. Well, go ahead. I'll allow it.
So generous. Today, I'm just gonna be a little technical because that's what I've been doing for 2 weeks now. I've been working on rebalancing of the economy of the game, and because we have about 150 resources produced in about 50 zones with 20 different professions, all of them sort of have some form of connection to each other. It's a lot to keep track of. Normally you deal with it with spreadsheets. I dealt with it with scriptable objects. So what I have now is this thing called production recipe, which used to be hard-coded, like in the code, and we exposed it in Unity, so now I can quickly find the numbers and change them to have smoother time balancing. And it also carries a time, how long it's gonna take to the villager to produce the thing. So there is like a cost, and then there's a production. More importantly though, that allows me to, this is like the resource scriptable object, and it allowed me to collect a bunch of data about its production cycle, calculate some numbers, and then help me with balancing the resource economy. So it can tell me, for example, everything has its weight in the game, and this tells me the production cost weight, so I don't end up making something less heavy than the thing it was made from. I also have like accumulation of the time it takes to produce, so I can take that into account to make sure that everybody can sort of make profit from whatever they are doing compared to how long it takes them to do it. So this whole thing calculates basically the time to produce the thing across the whole production chain, and then it calculates some accumulated numbers like hourly salary that they would theoretically get if they would produce this every single hour, some cost of the things that they need to make it, so that the price that I calculate from it is always higher than the thing that it costs to make it. And then I have some approximations to sort of guide me in the right direction. The way we have like resources structured in the game is that we have 4 categories. Everything starts with harvested resources, so that's like mountains, like stone, clay, everything farmable. Pretty much anything you can generate from thin air is harvested. Those harvested things can have extracted resource, so like you can get grain out of wheat, or cheese out of a milk. And processed are where you take those extracted or harvested resources and you turn them into some product, which is often used as a thing for crafting. So this kind of classification makes sure that I'm always increasing the prices accordingly as we are moving up in the production chain. There is always recipe associated with that step and a certain markup for every process of transformation. So all the way from the farmer to the blacksmith, miner to the blacksmith, everybody along the way is making profit from making a steel armor or something like that. And then the price itself is calculated basically from 4 properties. One is the weight, so the heavier the thing is, the more expensive it's going to generally be. Then we have some luxuriousness of the items, so not 100 grams of one thing are always as valuable as 100 grams of something else. Weight efficiency means sometimes when you have very heavy resource and then you turn it into something else, you actually end up using only 10% of the weight. So the weight efficiency is sort of saying, yes, this is heavy, but actually only 10% of its weight is actually valuable. The rest of that will be discarded as byproduct of production and lost in the process. So you can actually create things that are less heavy, but it needs to be something that I'm aware of. And production efficiency is more like sometimes when you produce heavy things, you have, say, 5 kilos of stone, you turn it into 5 kilos of stone in one transaction. So it's very efficient to turn 5 kilos of a thing into 5 kilos of something else. But in terms of silk, that would be 50, because one silk is 100 grams, so that would be 50 silks turned into clothing, which takes a lot longer time. So the production efficiency is much lower. And then I take these 4 things and I calculate price and a salary from the time. And then also the recipes are kind of linked to UI, so they display these things automatically. I no longer have to worry that I change it in the code and then I don't update it properly in the UI. So now it's connected. And yeah, I could also do everything manually. I could forget about all of this and just be setting manual prices and have spreadsheets on the side. But the hefty thing about this, or neat thing, is that when I create a new resource, or even as I was balancing this, this is sort of now like solving a puzzle. And if I solve it correctly and all of these numbers align with this in mind, I can sort of rely on the fact that the balancing is correct. So I have much lower risk of making a mistake and publishing balancing that has some empty spaces and creates problems in production, and villagers get stuck not making a thing and all of that. So even though I could do this manually, this took me like 5 days to implement. Now it's also a bulletproof system, or on a higher degree than my own work would be. And it's sort of, again, it's very hard to keep track of 150 resources in your head and always make sure that you double check all the connections. And this just makes sure that, because everything is following the same logic, as long as you solve the equations properly, you're getting the correct answer. So that's my technical presentation for this week. Any questions? No? Thank you very much.
All right, my lords and villains. Take 2. All right. We have a bunch of the secret talks, and you're not invited.